excited to kind of jump in here because I did show floor tours with Gary. We did those as part of rAVe TV all throughout the week of InfoComm. And so this is me kind of walking around the West Hall. I think this is the first day of the show. So you're really getting a sense of like how crazy busy it was as I was walking around. I talk about a few booths as I pass them, and then I end right in front of the beautiful Samsung wall that I think it's like the same one that they had from ISE, but it's really, really cool looking. So I'm excited to go ahead and roll that and show you guys what that looks like. This way, I really want to check out Samsung, and I think y'all know what I want to see. I want to see it every year. So first of all, transparent micro LED. This is absolutely insane. I remembered seeing this at ISE, and they used it in a kind of game format. So imagine being at a soccer game, one of these being up, and you're seeing it on the field, but then you're seeing a special interactive thing happening while you're watching the game. You're seeing fireworks go off when someone kicks the goal, but you're physically watching the field. That is such an amazing use of this. And not only is it transparent, but it's beautiful. I'm not used to transparent displays looking this crisp, and that is because it is a micro LED, which is actually pretty rare. So let's keep it moving. I want to go see the wall. The wall, and as I like to call them, the wall groupies. This always has a crowd of people checking it out because the wall is absolutely incredible every year. This is fantastical, this is huge, and they're showing how they can do it within different shapes. So they have actually cut a doorway into the middle of it, which is pretty new. I think the first time we saw them do something like this was at ISE. But yes, I'm absolutely very, very impressed by everything that Samsung continues to do with the wall. This is absolutely incredible. So I'm glad that I stayed over there for a second and had my video shooter, Stuart, shout out to you. Thank you for being my video shooter at InfoComm. I had him like sit and just like watch the wall for a second so that the content would change, because I think that that's really the key and why it's cool. It was surrounded by mirrors on the outside to make it seem even bigger and crazier, and that you could tell when it was that like the content was cool, I think at the waves part, because it had shifted and then it just like looked like you were being enveloped. So it was very cool. So
yeah, I love all the LED content and what they're doing with them at shows. It just looks incredible.
The pixel pitches are getting narrower and narrower, man. So I feel like it was just recently where it was like a pixel pitch of 1 millimeter was like considered pretty narrow, and now it's like 0.6, 0.7. So anyway, Megan reminded me while we were watching that we are also giving away our Best of InfoComm 2024 awards today, and I'm going to be announcing those intermittently throughout the show. We are also going to intermittently throw in a few other videos. While these were not at InfoComm, this was something cool that was also happening in Las Vegas, therefore fits in. Extron opened a new training and experience center in Las Vegas. We got to go check it out like the first day it opened. And so we have a few videos from that we're going to be showing you just intermittently mixed in the day as well. Just so, this is rePLAY InfoComm, but it's really just like rePLAY a week that we spent in Vegas.
So let's, Steph, before we get behind, let's start off with some videos. I want to first dive into the Trailblazer zone.
Yeah.
As Steph mentioned before, this is a special space for first-time InfoComm exhibitors with innovative solutions. And here were some of the things that we thought were really cool at the show. Mm-hmm. First up, we have DVSI, and we're going to play that video now. And at DVSI, they have this room or space management room booking, and it's a room booking solution that you can do, and your employees can log in, kind of do whatever you'd like.
So what's unique about our workplace management
okay.
System is it's not really hardware dependent, it's actually hardware agnostic. So it can virtually display on the system itself. So this is like a web-based system, so I can display a version of the room booking system or the schedule board on this display here. Or traditionally you have a room booking display and the same thing would exist there. So I'm just going to end this meeting. So I can book directly on the display itself. So just give it a name. this one test 5, and then choose a time, and then book that.
That was fun.
Cool.
And they have some really neat solutions. Highly recommend checking them out.
Mhm.
And next, we're going to bring up a video from Pure Vision. This is another neat solution, 5G enabled, and enables two-way streaming communication at life-size scale. And we'll let them tell you a little bit about it.
Ultra portable unit here on caster wheels, 5G enabled, in both 75-inch and 85-inch sizes. It can fit comfortably in any elevator, any doorway. We have capabilities for weather grading and other custom form factors as well. But our goal is to be the ultra portable life-size streaming solution, including.
Okay, this is interesting because this is ultra portable. So apparently it's like more affordable than a lot of like the hologram solutions that are out there as well. So I think that that has a lot of like staying power in our industry. I think that we've tried to come out with a few other things like that in the past. The problem is they're not really that portable and they're super expensive. So this is very interesting. I will be interested to see like how many other shows these guys at Pure Vision come to and what potential this really does have for AV.
Right. Because is it going to be like live events or just like corporate focus where it kind of lives in your boardroom? It'll be interesting to see where they go. Next up, we're going to watch a video from Sign Matrix Metrics.
To connected sensors, basically any Bluetooth or IoT device that you utilize as part of a fully contextual digital experience, Signmetrics captures all that data into the cloud and delivers it to you in a beautiful dashboard, as you can see. Everything from store data, display data within stores, product level data, heat maps. You can pull in point of sale data to really correlate in-store or any sort of.
This is interesting because I like how neat it aggregates this data. I also think that it's cool that this is a plugin that works with RightSign or Android or Windows. So I thought that that was cool. I think that was why I wanted to include it in here. And look, like look how clean and like it can aggregate all your data from your digital signage solution.
Yeah,
So
I love anything that aggregates. And we're going to bring up a video now from Clear Motion Glass. And this is like a customizable switchable glass that you can go between things with.
Right here. This is all a customized product, so we can go to any length or
I
size
love
that you want.
that when he does
It's
the
all laminated
demo part of
technology, and
this.
at the flip of a switch, you can change it to clear or opaque. So, if we come
So
over
he's
here,
gonna, yep.
you'll see
I
that this is
love that
fully
part. I think
laminated
that
within two
that is
pieces of
so
glass.
cool.
This
It's
is
like
actually
one
a
of
tempered glass
those
product.
like
So all safety
keep
rated
it simple, stupid
technology.
like products out there that like it seems like this is so simple, but it isn't. It's actually, pretty complicated. He built something in the middle that, has the switches so that it goes translucent or then back to opaque. So I think that's really cool for like the outside of an office building. It could potentially be out within a glass conference room. If when no one's in it, you keep it translucent, and then when you go into your glass conference room, you can turn it, and then it turns it opaque, so you can kind of have your meeting without feeling like you're in a fishbowl. I think that has a lot of really interesting application opportunities.
I've seen it in nightclub bathrooms, actually.
Where?
In like nightclub, like VIP bathrooms.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a museum/hotel in downtown Durham, actually, that has something like that too in the restrooms. So
we have a lot more videos from the Trailblazers section on both launchcode.com and ravepubs.com. So be sure to check those out. And we're going to take a little Extron break and check out their DTP3 Crosspoint series.
Hey everyone, this is Gary Kay. We are here in Las Vegas at Extron's AV Technology Open House, and I'm here with Keith Schiffler, who is the Systems Design Engineering Manager. Keith, you must be really excited about this new DTP3 series product.
Yes, I really am. This is a new product that I think we've all been waiting for. It incorporates all of the latest of Extron's technology and control. DTP3 has been added to it, which is our 4K 60 twisted pair application.
And we should mention that this is sort of like the next generation cross-point switcher, and it has the opportunity to sort of like amp up and even retrofit and replace products that are out there in a lot of unique ways, because you've got a bunch of different sizes and configurations here. So first off, what is DTP3? What's different about it?
DTP3 is the latest in our HDBaseT-based chip technology. It gives you 4K 60 at full 4:4 color. It's an 18G product, so you really have the latest in the ability to pass through the current most useful video technologies that are out there, like HDMI, 4K 60, etc.
Uncompressed, totally uncompressed.
Right.
And what you have is you have various sizes here. Describe what the options are here with the sizes really quickly.
Yeah, so we've got 4 new chassis sizes, and each of them, I'll explain a little bit better, is some of the flexibility ports that we have on there too. But we start off with a 622, 6 input, 2 output, 2 flex ports. Then we have a 642, which is 6 in, 4 out, 2 flex. And then 662, 6 in, 6 out, 2 flex. And then the larger size, which is 884, which is 8 input, 8 outputs, and 4 of those are flexible. And I'll go into
Let's talk about what flexible means, because what way I understand this is, so the first 2 numbers are 8 in, 8 out, 6 in, 2 out, 6 in, 4 out, so on and so forth.
That's correct.
6 in.
Yeah.
The flex means that you have an additional number of ports that can be whatever you want them to be, inputs or outputs.
That's correct. So if you have an 884, for example, you have 4 additional ports, so you could turn that into a 12 by 8 or a 8 by 12 or 10 by 10. You can really associate those extra 4 DTP3 outputs as either inputs or outputs. And incidentally, those also have scalars built in. So every output of series of Crosspoint has a scalar. So now you can do really associate to anything that whatever resolution you want to match up or color space, etc. You can match it specifically.
So does that mean you get seamless switching out of that too, because you're able to output the same resolution all the time?
Yes, it does have our seamless switching technology built in, so you can do a fade, you can do a cut, you can do a fade to black or cut to black. So it's really a nice looking image transition, such as executive boardroom or even in video conferencing if you want a more of a production look, when you're trying to put that on a large image in front of a larger audience or something like that.
All right, so let's talk about sort of what the key features are in inputs and outputs, because I see HDMI inputs here, but I also see HDBaseT inputs here and outputs as well.
That's correct. So on the input, so this is the 884 model. So you see 8 dedicated inputs. 2 of those can be set up as twisted pair inputs. So you can take any one of our DTP series or DTP3 series transmitters and bring them in and have them be part of the source count for the matrix.
Right. So that could be HDBaseT or HDMI for these 2 ports here, because you have 2 here, 2 here. So you select them to either be HDMI or DTP.
Yeah. So like input 5, for example, could be one or the other, for example.
And then on the output, how are you handling that for the output?
Well, on the let me back up just a little bit now. So if you're short on DTP inputs, for example, now you can borrow from the option of the flexible DTP inputs, and now I can have basically, if I needed 4, I can have 4 DTP inputs, for example. So that's where that helps out with that flexible count. On the output side here, we already have 8 dedicated outputs, and then I can also use some of those flexible ports as well. So here on the output side, where we have already 6 twisted pair input or outputs, we can make that up to 12 or 10 if we wanted to.
All right, so I also noticed you have Dante here, which is great. A lot of people are would normally ask about that. You've also got a USB audio port, a USB-C audio port. Talk about that for a second.
Yeah, so this is terrific because there's so much rooms that are being built with a UC application or video conferencing, and the norm for that is a USB connection. So you can bring in directly from like your MTR or your Zoom application or Cisco and connect USB directly to that device and then share the audio coming out and coming back in over USB, a direct connection for that. Or maybe you've got other USB-based audio resources in the room. maybe you're going out to a sound bar or something like that, you can use that USB-C connection for those too.
I also noticed that you have an entire control system built into it as well, basically.
Yeah, and that's the nice part. It's using our latest QXI series control processor, so you get a lot more processing power for those more elaborate control setups. But the nice thing too is we have all the I/O connectivity of an IPCP processor built in, and then we've got a small LAN switch built in too. And in that case, now we've added a PoE Plus capability on a couple of those ports as well, so you can power directly. For example, some of our larger TLP panels that require PoE Plus.
A couple other things to note. The outputs, the DTP outputs can either be switched to either be DTP outputs or HD-based T outputs. So you can actually go directly into a projector monitor that has HD-based T. Another thing to mention is you also have the option of a share link built into a couple of the models. So you have that as an option as well.
Right.
And this new DTP3 series crosspoint switchers is available now?
Yes, it will start shipping in September, but they are, already on the website. The information is already posted, so you can, gather the facts and features of the product, and then certainly reach out to your Extron representative for additional information to get pricing, quotes, whatever, application, clarifications.
Yeah, and as you can see, as we've been showing you, they've got wall plates to go with it. They've got a bunch of other input and output boxes that go along with it. So check it all out at extron.com. Keith, thank you very much for doing this. I appreciate it. Thanks for your time. And we got a lot more to cover here, so stay tuned.
All right, so like we were saying, well, first of all, we turn the audio low on a few of these videos so that we can like talk a little bit and then y'all can hear the person too. But we try to, not talk over it the whole time so it's not like super loud in your ear. But we heard that it's a little too low today, so Megan and I will just continue like talking over the videos, kind of explaining what's happening to you guys. But usually we do that so that you can kind of turn it up when the person's supposed to be speaking and then like turn it back down when it's me. God, turn it down when it's me because I'm very loud. So, and also we do have a playlist of all of the videos that we've collected for you today because we're just showing you snippets really. This is meant to be kind of like a very quick little snippet of the video when we keep it moving. So if you want to check out the full videos of today, you can scroll down. There's a full YouTube playlist below. Also, someone in the comments, who were you? Adam says, maybe this is all pre-recorded, including the hosts. No, Adam, this is live. This is live, Adam. That's why I can't fix the video audio for you. But trust, we'll have it tomorrow. Today we're just gonna yap over it anyway, which is what we end up doing half the time anyway. So anyway,
Steph, you have some awards to give away.
Let's do it. Yes, I'm going to give away some awards. The full story is on rAVePub.com, but let's give away 6 of those right now. So best new tech demo at InfoComm 2024 goes to the Samsung bezel-free transparent micro LED. You saw it in my little tour of the show floor. It was absolutely amazing, very crisp in person. Gorgeous, gorgeous transparent micro LED. I highly recommend getting to check that out if you haven't. All right, number 2, best new technology goes to Pure Vision. You just saw that video. Very cool. Not necessarily like complete new technology, but it's new in the way that it is more portable and it is a little bit easier to use and a little bit cheaper to use than some previous solutions on the market. Game-changing tech award goes to the i5 LED Illuma Wrap. If you have not seen these videos yet, we have included most of them in these 2 days, so you will get to see a lot of these things that are winning these awards. The Future of AV award goes to Matrox Video for Vion. Most creative new LED goes to Neodi, the UHD Pro XF Plus. And most creative new LCD goes to Sony for the BZ53L. And I included its government name, the full name, there for you guys too. So, all right, let's continue on with some more product videos. We got things to do, people to see.
Yeah, let's check out Synex or TD Synex.
Yes, so TD SYNNEX, they were really, really focused on digital signage at InfoComm. So what Gary is doing right now is he's walking over to see something from one of TD SYNNEX's partners, Vidiri. And this is kind of like a canvas, a digital signage canvas setup. So it looks really, really good. It's super flush with the wall, and they talk about that a little bit. Yeah, see, Gary's trying to rip it off the wall here. He can't. So TD SYNNEX is really focused on its digital signage partners other than Vidiri. This was just a really cool one to show. And so yeah, you can check out that full video if you scroll down to the playlist below. They go over a few of TD SYNNEX's partners and offerings and all that. But yeah, I really, really liked this setup of like this digital signage canvas. So you can see how they have them all arranged and all of the content can kind of go together or it can be different. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. And you're right. TD SYNNEX has had a larger focus on digital signage in the last few years. Speaking of digital signage, let's check out this next video from Samsung. We're looking at their bezel-free transparent micro LED display. That was a mouthful.
Yeah. So we're just going to completely yap over this one. So yeah, this is bezel free. You can see there's no bezel there. Micro LED, it's in a few different configurations in their booth, but this one that you're looking at, this is a command and control setup. So I thought that was really cool. We saw it at ISC. It was kind of set up as like showing how it could look if you were looking through this transparent micro LED onto the field, how it could have animations, kind of like replay graphics showing you what was happening on the field. But this is showing you what can happen within a command and control setting where you're looking there, but you're also looking at the video wall up on the wall. So there are a lot, like there are even more, like the opportunities really are endless, you know?
Yeah. Retail, museums, security, all of it.
Exactly. So I'm really excited. I got to see Christie. And Christie had a million cool things in its booth, but my favorite was they had a piano completely wrapped in micro tiles. So Steve Kapling is talking a little bit about this. You can turn up the volume as I shut up, and it should get a little bit louder so you can hear, but then we're going to walk around. We're going to show you how this piano is wrapped in the micro tiles, exactly how they did it. And this is for the band Something Corporate. So this is actually something that Christie helped develop for a band.
And they had them play at InfoComm twice.
Oh yeah, that was so cool. So yeah, we're kind of walking around to show you how this is completely wrapped all the way around because the band was really, really adamant that they wanted something cool, something different, something that would show the content that was also behind them on the screens and something that people could see no matter where they were sitting. Like in an arena setup, sometimes you're behind the band and you can't really see anything. So I thought it was cool that they even put it on like the front or back, like depending on how you're looking at the piano.
Yeah,
so
where the piano,
where the keys are.
Pianist place, yeah.
So I thought this was really, really cool. It was just different. It was really memorable for me.
Their whole booth was really cool. I think they always do a really great job. They always have some type of like immersive experience with projection, and these new micro LEDs are fantastic.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Do you want to talk about Panasonic?
Yeah, I'm super excited. Let's roll this next video from Panasonic Connect. They unleashed their Silky Fine Mist solution. So it uses water and compressed air so that you can literally show projection on thin air. I think this has such a wide variety of use cases. Obviously, you could use it in, Steph, maybe one of your favorite applications I would think would be like a haunted house.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I immediately thought of Pirates of the Caribbean at Disney, where you're like in the thing and you pass
and you see him just walk through it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very cool.
How did they do that? I don't know.
Yeah, I think like live events, this would be really neat. Obviously, like retail, museum themed attractions. There's so many different use cases. Honestly, even corporate, I think that would be like, you wanted to like really impress in your lobby and do something different. This could be so cool.
Have your like company logo playing.
Yeah, you just walk through it.
This next video is from Gold Luck LED. This is a DV LED display, which that has like this incorporated camera and just like interactive capability. So as you can see what she's doing, she's taking a picture and then she's like signing it with her signature, and then her picture is going to go into the rest of them. It's going to float around with all the rest of these other people who've taken pictures. So this would kind of be cool in like a retail store or a museum, like a kid's museum. This would be really cool because a kid would love to like walk up, take a picture, and sign their name. Like
We
this.
need this like in the rave booth next year.
Yeah, exactly. So we wanted to show this because not only is this a really nice looking DV LED display, but it comes with this camera. It comes with this interactive kind of software with it too. So this is again Gold Luck LED, and the full video is below, so you can watch her as she walks through how to do this. But yeah, so I really think that would be cool in just like a functionality where you're looking to kind of take the next step with letting people love to personalize things. So signing their name, taking their little picture and watching it float on. It reminded me also a little bit of Zoomtopia. You know how Zoomtopia does that, where there are people sitting in the audience during the keynote, but then they also float in people who are watching it from home on Zoom.
Yeah.
So it reminded me of that too.
That's cool. Let's bring up our next video. This one is from our friends at Netgear, and I know John is watching right now. So hi, John. Thanks for tuning in. This is their central. This is the Engage controller for central management of the Netgear M4250 or M4300 switches. So there's a lot more updates, and some of them are shown in this video. And basically, you can deploy a profile across the network using Dante, or change the profile to a different type of AV over IP without losing your settings or assignments.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's very neat.
And Laurent is like showing you how to use it right now. So if we be quiet, you can turn up the volume. You just turned it down to 40% because we like to,
we have improved the port configuration directly from the Engage controller centrally in the network. You can manipulate all the ports using some good Excel spreadsheet capability with TCN, with spanning tree, with port fan out, and lot more additional settings right at your fingertips.
So one of the things I really like about some of these videos is it's an actual demo, so you could see the product in use in case you didn't make it to the show or you didn't make it to the Netgear booth. Go back and check out that video so you can get like an in-depth look at it.
Yes. And yes, that's what we prefer. We prefer during the video for you to like show us how to use it instead of just like telling us about it. That's more interesting to watch anyway. So
I think so too. Let's check out this next video from Nanolumens. So they've updated their Captivate series. This is a 4K 0.9 millimeter chip on board DV LED display. This one I believe is 165 inches. With onboard processing, and it uses a standard power plug. And Steph, I know your favorite part is the French cleats. Do you want to talk about those?
Yeah, so it has this French cleat system, and the shooter is eventually gonna wrap around to kind of show you what that looks like. So you can basically hang this up like a picture in a frame. So technology has really not only gotten better in terms of pixel pitches, but it has also gotten better in terms of installation. So you no longer have to fight for your life too.
Well, and I think it's harder to see in these videos because obviously we're recording them with a camera, so you don't get like the true effect of it. But the tight pixel pitch on this, there's really like smooth borders and fine detail.
Right.
And we're gonna keep on with the display thing, and we're gonna check out this next video from Silicon Core.
Yes. So this is really cool because this is mobile and foldable. And this is not the first one of these that I've seen. There are a couple of these on the market, but this is actually HD plus. And the pixel pitch is 1.2 millimeters. And so the way it folds like that, it can fit in a standard elevator, which I think is important. If you are in a classroom, a school, even like do you use flex type rooms where you need something that doesn't have to live there the whole time? This is going to be cool for you because it is so portable and looks so good once it is completely set up, as you can see. Like
I honestly hadn't even thought of that use case because my mind obviously went right to like live events, rental, and staging.
Oh yeah, that too. I was just thinking of okay, I don't know. when you were a little kid, okay, and you were in school and they rolled the TV in on the cart and you knew that was going to be a good day, like imagine if that was the display that they
We
were.
definitely have like very different focus areas in AV, and you can always tell when something like this comes up because we're always like, oh, you could use it for this, and then the other one is like, no, but you could use it for this.
Yeah, no, I was immediately like, oh yeah, K through 12.
Yeah. So let's bring up this next video from Neody, who just won one of the awards you're talking about.
Oh yes.
So
So you do
okay,
this.
yeah. I'm passionate about this because I think it's really cool. They have the world's first Pantone validated direct view display. So what's cool about that is, for those that don't know, is that Pantone is basically like a color matching system that typically has been used by mostly like graphic designers or like paint colors. So you get the exact match. You know exactly what color you're printing or what color you're displaying. Everything is very similar, like especially in branding, right? You know, Steph, what's the rAVe code? I'm sure you know it.
The Pantone code 753BBD.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
So people that are familiar with design know that, but they actually were like, you know what? Why don't we have that standard across displays? And they're not wrong, especially when in things like command and control or broadcast. Like, it's a big innovation, and I'm excited to see more people kind of pick up on this.
Oh, I said the wrong color. I said the hex code. That's the internet version. I don't know what it is in Pantone. Pantone's not my business, but
you know exactly what color it is.
yes.
And so I think developing a standard like that is neat. And we're going to keep on keeping on with the LEDs. Let's bring up this next video.
Yes.
266C is the Pantone.
Okay, great. Look, I only know about what it's supposed to look like on the internet. So yeah, this is clear LED. This is is it playing? Will it start playing? Is it frozen?
Are we frozen?
I don't know. Well, there it goes.
There we go.
It's a micro mesh poster series. This is an all-in-one transparent LED solution. If it played.
I think it ended up at the end. So
okay.
And that was a short one anyway. So let's bring up the next LED. We have the i5 LED, who also won an award today. So
this one's cool.
Yeah.
This one's very cool. The thing about this one is it's super thin, and it's called LED foil, so it can be used outside. It's so thin and it's so lightweight that you can actually mount it with Velcro. You barely need anything to hold it, because it, like, as you're turning, it's literally like fabric.
Steph, that makes me so nervous. And I mean, I know obviously they know what they're doing, but obviously I have a background in mounting solutions. I used to work at rAVe for a long time.
Look at that.
So hearing like they're mounting it with Velcro, I'm like, ah.
But like, look at that. That wouldn't hurt.
I know it
that fell on me.
True. Yeah, if that fell on you. Okay.
Like, you're fine. Nobody would even get sued. I'd be fine.
So let's move on to screens this time. We're going to check out a new product from Screen Innovations. And
oh yes,
go ahead.
Yeah, so this is rear projection capable. This is the Flex Glass commercial screen. So what's cool about it is it has a light rejecting property on the front. So like I said, it's for rear projection, and it can go really, really big. Like this is only one size they're showing, but it can go much bigger. And it can go big with ultra short throw projection. You don't need a ton of real estate behind this screen to get this kind of picture. So I thought that was interesting, because what does that look like, Megan? Does that look like projection to you?
No, it just looks like you have like a picture frame on the wall.
Yeah, Gary kept doing that to me on the show floor, where he'd like point at a projection screen. He'd be like, Steph, what does that look like? I was like, a display. And he was like, what kind? I said, LED. And he's like, haha, it's projection. I've tricked you.
Not the Gary, gotcha.
Yeah. So let's keep on keeping on. We have another display to show you, and this one actually is LED. I promise this one's not a trick. So this is Planar's Carbon Light CLI Flex series. This is a curved 0.9 millimeter. Like I said, these millimeters are these pixel pitches, they're getting thin. But this is for a curved display. This is actually incredibly narrow.
Yeah, and they've had
incredibly hard to
for a while, and it can be concave or convex. And I know there goes the video again. It has a protective epoxy layer on top. So they've had this series for a while, but this is a new pixel pitch.
Exactly. Yes. So they did update that, and I thought that that was really, really cool. And yeah, once again, like 0.9, that's pretty standard in the industry,
Yeah.
but for a curved display, that's actually pretty crazy, and very thin for what they're doing exactly. They're showing it in a museum installation, so with a few Van Gogh paintings showing on it. I could see that in a museum, like in a lobby, if you're kind of looking at like, oh, I'm trying to find this painting, like kind of in like a wayfinding situation, and then it's showing like what room that painting is. I think that that would be cool.
Yeah. And I know we are having a little bit of trouble with the videos, but just so you know, we're working on it. So keep on keeping on with us.
Yeah, just keep watching. So the next one that we're going to show, it's a super short clip. This is from Spinetics. So Spinetics actually teamed up with QSys. And so now it has a QSys certified ARIA plugin that allows for integrated and programmable content within the ARIA CMS. This actually opens up more applications and possibilities and alert management and a few other things. So I think it's really interesting when all these companies are working so hard and
Yeah,
working
I think we
together.
saw a lot more partnerships at
A
InfoComm, and
ton of
it's
partnerships.
becoming, before the industry used to be so segmented, like, no, this is mine, you can't have it. And I think it's wonderful to see all these companies now working together because it makes the industry stronger.
Yeah, like come on, no company can be good at every single thing within the industry. So I do think that we're going to see a ton more collaborations and opportunities for companies to leverage each other's strengths.
Yeah.
And I think that that is what we're seeing with Spinetics and with QSys at the show.
Yeah.
So
Let's
keep an
roll
eye
the
out
next
for that.
one. We have a video from Illuminati.
Yes, not the Illuminati, not those people. This is Illuminati.
This is really cool, though.
Yeah, we heard y'all like some spheres. So here is a spherical LED
The
screen
content
display.
looks familiar.
Yeah, look at it. Look at him. He's cute. So they can actually customize this for indoor or outdoor. And the one that we're showing is a 2.5 millimeter pixel pitch. So definitely a little bit bigger for, basically like if you're standing outside kind of far away from it, it doesn't need to be the most narrow of pixel pitch. 2.5 is perfect. But they can do it in different pixel pitches depending on what your use case is. So I thought that was interesting and cool. A few years ago, that was kind of unseen. A 2.5 millimeter pixel pitch
Right.
LED cube or sphere, like that was just unheard of. So I think it's so cool that we're seeing so much more of this just on the show floor.
Yeah, speaking of cool products, let's bring up the next video. This is our friends at PPDS or Philips, whatever you know them as. We've shown this video before, but it is very cool and not many other companies are doing this. This is an e-paper display, and PPDS/Philips is very big on sustainability. I think every time they send us a press release, there's a huge paragraph about sustainability and all the efforts they're making. And this is definitely part of it. There is zero power consumption and full power e-paper.
Yes, but that does need to be like a static signage if you're going to use that as signage in your place. I wouldn't use that if like for something you need to change every day.
Yeah.
But it is really cool, and I think that that is a really good alternative for like paper full color signage. So yeah.
Jeff, I think you have some more awards to give away.
Let me give away some more awards. So let me share my little screen here. Let's give away the most creative new OLED. That is going to go to LG Electronics for the transparent touch OLED. We're going to show you guys what that looks like. It was really cool. They showed it to us in a retail kind of environment. Best new DV LED goes to Planar for the Carbon Light CLI Flex series, which you just saw. Best new video wall product goes to Clear LED Micro Mesh Poster Series, which you also saw, I think, a little bit of a clip of. Full videos below in the playlist if you did not get to see that. Best new all-in-one DV LED solution goes to Nanolumens for the Captivate series. Most creative new projector goes to Sharp for the XPA201UB. Best new business projector goes to Optima for the ZK810TST. All right, so that's it for now. I will continue giving them away throughout the day. You can also read the full story on ravepubs.com.
And time for an Extron break.
All right, great. Let's check out the SMP 401 this time, people.
Hi, this is Gary Kay. We're back in Vegas at the Extron's AV Technology Open House. I'm here with Roy Hermanson. Roy, how you been?
Excellent, Gary. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. And one of the things we're going to talk about today is USB. Everyone's using USB is a hot thing. Everyone's got cameras are USB, mics are USB now, computers now. A lot of people are taking USB out of computers. And you've got a new docking station, among other things.
Correct. The device we have, the UCS 601, is that rAVe solution for a docking station. In the past, people try to take the one that came with a computer and they try to mount it. It was designed to be mounted. So we have a simple enclosure here. And by the way, it comes with a zip clip mounting adapter to put it in. And you've got the ability to bring in a USB-C signal, and that's going to bring in DisplayPort, alt mode, video, and audio.
So you got USB on this side.
And it has then the HDMI out to handle it. But at the same time, we also are going to feed power back to the USB device, and by meaning that up to 60 watts.
So you can power a laptop and keep it up.
Or a tablet or something like that, and we initially communicate, we'll negotiate, does it need power or not, and go from there. And then for the USB side, on the front of the device, you've got 3 USB connections. So if it's a camera, mic, or speakerphone, all in one combo or something like to handle that and make it happen. So an indicator light, which is an important thing to know if you have a signal or not on the device itself.
So for a UC space, this would be awesome. It goes out, and the output is HDMI, so you connect it straight up to a monitor.
And where it wins there, Gary, is that you have a room that already had HDMI and a table, and now they all got new laptops that had Thunderbolt or USB-C or a tablet. You have a box that solves that problem and gives you USB as well.
So you have a larger kind of version of this. One's a switcher, though.
Correct. The switcher is a 303 because you have an HDMI signal. You may have a DisplayPort signal, but you're going to have a USB-C signal, and you're going to have the ability to switch them by control. You could also put it in auto switch mode, and at the same time in a room, you could trigger the display to turn on or off right from the box itself without an external control system to have that capability. The same thing is true of the routing. We're going to handle the USB, and we'll also supply that up to 60 watts of power it's required for that. It also comes with contact in, so you could use our Teamwork Shum cables, and if you wanted to add some automation into the room, you have an input here, and you have power for an occupancy sensor, like our OCS series, to drive that. So it really can mount easily under a table or in a rack or something and provide all the solutions you need for that room.
So just to mention this too, if you look, this is input 1 is HDMI, input 2 is DisplayPort, input 3 is USB-C. Ultimately, the output is HDMI with CEC control, which is nice. So if you don't even have to have that control.
You could plug this in right there to a display, and if CEC is enabled, we could set up to turn it on and turn it off the display.
And you can use an external controller, or you have input. I need one of these right now for the live stuff I do in my office. So this is a perfect.
And auto switch capability as well at the same time, all built into that, have that. So again, it is also a future looking and capability. And again, the USB is breakaway in there as well. So definitely a hot product. And everyone who sees one used to ask, hey, can I evaluate one? No, you're going to buy one, and they buy one.
Yeah.
So at that point, because it hits all the marks. And
so it works. That's part of your USB-C solutions. You can learn more about it at extron.com. Roy, it's good to see you, man.
Good to see you, Gary.
Take care, and thanks for watching.
Oh, we're back. Shout out to the person who said in the rAVe Q&A, rAVe ducks. That is so true. I hope you enjoy our little duck friends at the top of the screen. Shout out to Stuart for doing that. He did such a good job. Yes, we are known for ducks at InfoComm. We gave away like a lot of them. I think almost 5,000 or maybe over 5,000. So
awesome.
rAVe ducks, so true. So let's keep it moving. So the next video I have is from One Display Group, I think. So this is the ultra thin DV LED poster display. So once this starts playing, you can kind of see he's got it in front of him right now, but this is it rotates, and it also has a speaker at the bottom, so you can upload whatever music or audio that you want. This is kind of he's showing it like in an airport option right now, and then like, so if it's at the airport, it can have like gate information being played at the same time as it's showing that. So yeah, thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It seems that the video was not wanting to cooperate, so just take my word for it, and also scroll down and watch it in the playlist. So Megan, what do we have next?
Yeah, so next we're going to bring up a video from Daktronics. Wait in a second.
Bit about our speed frame technology. That's the silver metal that you see.
There we go. So they're talking about basically the benefits of their speed frame system for video walls that they're using.
It also has this interesting like keyhole use case or keyhole system that he talks about, and just how this speed frame saves you a lot of time when mounting.
And you could see the video just paused at the perfect spot where you can
Yeah,
look
where
at
I'm
that.
talking about the keyhole. Perfect. So this next one is from JMaz Professional. This is a really, really cool LED active headlight. So it's got infinite speed and tilt. It's got individual pixel control and all these different like moving iterations. It is really, really, really different from anything that I have seen. From that little clip, I think you could see that each headlight was like moving and you can make them move separately. So
I love the lighting section of InfoComm. It always gives me a headache, but because I spend too much time there, but it's always so fun to watch and
I
check
love
out.
it. It gives me a headache.
It does. You know, I have sensory issues, but it's fantastic.
Yes, no, agreed. And that one was really cool. I think that the individual pixel control is what separates that from a lot of other options on the market. So let's continue. We've got another like display moment for you guys. So this is a panel from GCL Electronics. So this is a 2.6 millimeter maybe Mars series DV LED. So this is for your houses of worship, for rental, for hotels. This was actually developed. You can kind of see how crisp it looks on our cameras.
Beautiful.
So if that is something that you need for something that actually looks good on cameras, you know, like a hotel where you're going to show cool content on the back that you want people to Instagram, you want people to interact with, this is going to be actually really, really good for you. So, yeah, look at that beautiful mountainscape in the background of what he's doing. It's gorgeous.
Yes, makes me want to go to the mountains.
Yeah.
We have our next video is going to be so I haven't seen this company in person, so if I'm butchering the name, please correct me. But Vizetto?
Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it.
So they have this reactive suite solution. So basically it's a pretty cool answer to keeping people engaged during a meeting. So when you're presenting as like a small tile in Zoom or Teams or like how we are right now, it's hard for others to stay engaged, but this actually helps solve that problem.
Yes. So definitely go watch that full video because he goes through the entire meeting process of like, okay, this is how it will look when you're joining from this computer. This is how this is going to look on the monitor. You can move this around, that around, and you can annotate on top of that. There it goes. So it really shows how you can like keep people engaged with the content. So he's talking there, and then in a second he's going to show you a little bit more about like what happens once you join the meeting. Or yes, maybe, hopefully, yes. It's not liking it. Okay, well,
let's move on to the next video from LG. So I think we're seeing more EV charging solutions at shows. I remember when I was at Fearless AV, it was probably like the first time we had one, and I got to drive a Tesla onto the show floor, which was like a whole moment.
I love that.
Yeah, well, it's terrifying driving through setup in this like $100,000 car that you rented, you know, but it was really cool. So LG has this digital out-of-home EV charging kiosk that they're integrating with their web OS. So there's different versions. There's one for public spaces. There's one for your home. You know, LG has a lot of consumer and commercial products. And it's interesting to see a product like this be considered consumer as well. But the idea basically is if you're charging your car, you might as well be served with content.
Yeah, I like this. And that I think that's a good idea. I feel like the first time I saw an EV charger station, I think it was at, what is the retail show that's in New York City every year?
Oh,
it's at the Javits Center.
It starts with an N, maybe. Now I can't. My brain is like melting down. You can't.
Somebody in the comments tell me what it's called. It's like in January every year, New York. It's retail. I've seen them there quite a few times. And they are very cool. But I'm very interested and intrigued by the fact that we're seeing more of these at InfoComm and Pro AV shows.
NRF.
Yep, NRF. Thank you. Yes, NRF.
I knew there was an N.
Yeah, because like NRF is like that's like where you just see a lot of digital signage content constantly
Yeah.
because it's like for retail and everything. So next video we have to show you, this is from G&D. So what this is a free seating / hot desking solutions. This is for those of us who do not have assigned desks or computers in their office, or you just kind of have to go and sit down at a station. What this does is it makes it really easy to move seats, like log out, take your work with you, and log into a new station if that is something that you have to do kind of throughout the day. If you're moving here, moving there, trying to, collaborate with this team over here, that team over there, it makes it really easy so you don't like lose what you're doing when you move over. So he's kind of showing what that looks like. But you can watch the full video.
Yeah, I think we saw a lot more hot desking solutions this year at the show.
Yeah, well, I think, and I have a theory about why that is. I think that since how we meet is like confusing right now, I don't think that anyone has a ton of accurate data on how people are meeting because we don't know. We're doing it in so many different ways. We're figuring out like what configurations of back to office / work from home are working for each company, that there's just no way to tell like what is going to be the meeting solution that this company or that the world needs. So people are just coming out with anything, like everything, anything, just throwing stuff at the wall, see what sticks. So I think like the outpouring of hot desking solutions and video bars and 360 cameras and ceiling tile microphones, it's all just because there's nothing that is for sure like in the lead in terms of trend.
Let's check out this next video from 7th Sense. They do some really cool stuff. They make really neat media servers. This is their R series and R series 10, and it provides 4K uncompressed media server, and it's capable of, I love this quote, a whole lot of 4K.
That was his quote. That was what he said. He said, this is capable of a whole lot of 4K. I said, yes, love to hear that. Is that a scientific term?
Yeah, they do a lot of like immersive installs, productions. I think they have some really neat stuff going on.
They're a cool company. I remember last year they were the ones who did the reactive projection mapping. Yeah.
Yes, that was neat.
So they're really doing it for immersive, like in a way that not a lot of companies are. So next up, we're going to show you, this is from TV1. This is the Calico Pro. This is a video processing technology. This kind of helps you when you have a narrow band, like a ribbon of LED content, and you need to like redistribute the pixels among like the rest of the display, if that makes sense. If it plays, it's not going to. Okay. Well, let's continue on. Watch it in the playlist. Megan, let's talk about Watchfire.
Yeah.
Is that one going to work? Hopefully. This is a 2.6 millimeter. This is the very display. It's an LED digital display used for like house of worship, rental staging, where you really need like the content to look pretty and beautiful.
So again, all of these are in a pretty little playlist, so definitely be sure to check them out. Despite our technical difficulties today, they really are worth watching, so we do want you to see them.
Exactly. Let's see. Do we have Just Add Power? Do we have that one loaded up and ready to play?
Okay.
Well, we will just keep talking for a moment until we try to get this figured out. So I can give away some more
I was
awards.
just gonna say, Steph, why don't we do some awards?
Yeah, let's just do that. Okay, so let's see if we can get that to share. Yes. Yes. Okay, great. So best new short throw projector solution goes to Epson for the ELP CS01. Most creative projection screen goes to the Panasonic Connect Silky Fine Mist, which you saw earlier.
That is still, I think, one of my favorite products from the show.
I agree. It was one of mine too. Best large venue projector goes to the Epson EBPQ2220B. The Future of Digital Signage Award goes to the Philips Tableau, which you saw earlier. It is not a new product, but it is just still really revolutionary for our industry.
We love a sustainable solution.
Full color e-paper is still very much a big deal. I don't know how many other companies are producing it other than Philips and Sharp. I have not seen full color e-paper from any other company. If I'm wrong, let me know. But this is still really, really big deal for the industry. A most creative new digital signage product goes to LG for the double-sided kiosk. I think that I have that video loaded in here as well. If not, you can go to ravepubs.com/InfoComm, and we have a product video that is completely on the double-sided kiosk as well. Best new digital signage display goes to the Christie Core Series 3. Christie's booth, like I said, I was a kid in a candy store playing in there. So they just had so many things for me to look at. I was like a bird. I was like running from object to object. So definitely just go and check out like booth tour from Christie, where you get to just see every single thing that Christie had in their booth. Best new digital signage CMS. This goes to the Spinetics and QSys partnership for the plugin that it's got with Aria. We talked about that a little bit earlier, but if you want to see George Preston of Spinetics talk about that in a little more detail than I can do, go and watch that on ravepubs.com. It's also in the playlist if you scroll down below. Best cloud-based signage. This is the Spinetics Aria. And then most creative control system interface. This goes to Netgear AV for the Engage controller. We showed you a little bit of that video earlier and we were kind of talking over it, but if you want to see Laurent give you the full rundown, you can do that in the product video. Best new control solution. This goes to Uteligy for the dashboard tiles. Best new touch panels. This goes to, is it Savvy?
I think so.
Savvy Glass. Yeah, Savvy Glass. I've only ever read this company instead of saying it. So if I'm saying it wrong, let me know. The Future of UCC award. This goes to the Hudley crew. This is also a product that has been out, but they did some really cool updates to it for this show. So I'm very excited about everything that Hudley crew is doing. They were kind of the first company to start thinking about a meeting as if it is a 3-camera production shoot. So they were really forward thinking with that, and I'm interested to see how this product continues on. Carrie, are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to just add power. This is the MCQX 4K60. This is the max color video tiler. And it lets you tile video in pretty unlimitless configurations. So he was, if you see the video, once it pops up, he like moves the tile around. He's like, what if you want the tile over here? What if you want it over here? What if you want it over here? You can do it. Easy. It's actually really, really cool. So I was very impressed. He's like, what if you want 4? What if you want, 7 and different configurations? It's actually really awesome.
Let's, Steph, let's try to take an Extron break if we can get the videos going. And we'll talk about is it NAV?
Yes.
The NAV and the Pure 3. And the video should be coming up shortly.
God willing. Three times.
We're still live, I think.
Oh, great.
Steph and I are still up.
Okay. Great. You know what? I'll just give away the rest of the awards for the day.
I love that. Yep.
Okay. And I will wait for my screen to share so that you guys can check the rest of these out. So the coolest collaboration product goes to Humley for its room display. Humley bought out Evoco, I want to say, a few years ago. I think that's right. But their displays are actually really, really cool. So check that product video out. Best new UCC camera solution goes to the Logitech site with AI meetings. We saw this, I think I saw this with AI meetings first at ISC potentially, but the demo is actually really, really cool at InfoComm as well. Okay, my screen share went away, but that's all right.
There we
It's
go.
back. Best huddle room solution goes to Aurora Multimedia for React Room. Paul Harris is actually a pro at giving a product demo. Like, he will just hold your hand and take you through it, and it is really fun.
Yeah, I think, Steph, we were laughing at this when we were watching them because most product videos are like, a minute, 2 minutes,
Yeah.
and his are always like 7 minutes because he does
Yeah.
such a good job explaining all of the features in a way that people can actually like understand and see how to use them.
Oh yeah, he takes you through the demo, and he, like, I remember I was interviewing him, and he was like, "Okay, like, you probably think that's all it does, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Wrong."
Surprise!
And then, like, show me like 3 more features. So React's Room is actually really cool. It lets you have a small panel in front of each seat in a room, and it kind of gets rid of a lot of the awkward things that we're used to seeing in meetings of like, where do I sit? It already has your assignment on this little display. Should I raise my hand? Is that weird? It has a raise your hand option on the little display. It has a speaker. It has a microphone. He's really thought of everything within a meeting that could potentially, be awkward, and he's gotten rid of it. So
Love that.
it's really cool. Okay, so then I'll give away just a couple more of these.
Steph, actually, let's try to play the Extron video again.
Okay. Okay, so next I have for the best 21.9 projection system that goes to AWOL Vision for the LTV 3500 Max. Best collaboration system for 21.9 goes to LG Electronics for the 105-inch 21.9 wide format LCD display. Best video bar goes to D10 for the D10 bar. Best new meeting equity solution / demo goes to Yealink's MVC S90. Best audio conferencing solution goes to Data Video for the Voice TRX 100. Best new all-in meeting solution goes to CZR International for its Starry Hub. And all of these videos, we have them in the playlist down below. So we're going to go ahead and just quit while we're ahead. And tomorrow